Hello, this is Sayed. I'm a SAT Math, Calculus, and Algebra teacher. Today we are going to solve few questions from College Board Questions Bank. You can see here this is Advanced Math, which is one of four topics of SAT Math, and the difficulty level, these three bar means that difficulty level is highest here. So let's start the first question. In the first question, it says that the product of two positive integers is 462 if the first integer is 5 greater than twice the second. So we will take the second integer as second integer is equal to x. Then the first integer would be, it says the first integer is 5 greater, means 5 more than twice means 2 times the second integer is x, so it will be 2 times x plus 5. And then since it's given that the product of these two positive integer is 462, so according to condition we can write them in product, which means that we will write this in multiplication, so it will be x times 2x plus 5, and that is equal to 462. Now we know that in SAT test, Desmos will be available to students in both the module first and second. So the easiest way to solve this question is by using Desmos, which can save time and which is quite easier than the algebraic method. But we will solve this question using both the method. Okay, so let's solve this algebraically. So it will be 2x squared plus 5x minus 462. Since the number is too big, right? So the two factors of 2 times 462, which is 924. So we have to find two factors of 924 whose difference should be 5. Okay, so the two numbers would be 28 times 33. So when you multiply 28 and 33, the product will be 924. And the second condition which it has to meet is its difference must be equal to 5. So now we can write it as 2x squared plus 33x. We have to make sure that the difference should be positive 5x, so that's why we will write 33x minus 28x minus 462 is equal to 0. Now if you factorize it, so if you factor out x, so it would be 2x plus 33, and if you factor out 14, so this would be 2x plus 33 is equal to 0. So it will be 2x plus 33 and x minus 14. Now since the product is 0, so each one of them will be 0, so it will be 2x plus 33 is equal to 0 and x minus 14 is equal to 0. So this would be 2x is equal to 33, x is equal to 33 over 2, and x is equal to 14. So we will select only 14 because it says that positive and integer. This is not an integer, but the second one is an integer, so our answer is 14. Okay, this algebraic method is okay for algebra 2, but this method is not recommended, in SAT, because in SAT Desmos is far easier than this method. So let's do the same question using Desmos. Okay, so in Desmos we'll have to write the equation, which is this equation, this one, 2x squared plus 5x minus 462. Just type this here and you will see your result in seconds. Okay, so this would be okay, so I will just write, instead of 0 I will write y, So y is equal to, okay, so it will be y is equal to 2x squared plus 5x minus 462, and you can see here that the positive result is this one, 14 0. So 14 is the answer, and this is the other fraction which we have got, negative 16.5, but we'll go for the positive 14, which is positive and which is an integer. Okay, so that's how we can use Desmos. So this method is recommended for SAT, but since in Algebra 2 where Desmos is not allowed and you have to use algebraic method, so that method is good for for Algebra 2. Okay, and this number is negative, by the way. Okay, because when you shift 33 on the other side, so it will be negative. Okay, let's solve this question using both the methods. So the first method is we will solve this algebraically, which will take more time, and then we will solve the same question using Desmos. So this would be, since it says that the graph intersect the x-axis at these 2 points, so on the x-axis y will be 0, right? So that's why the y coordinate is 0. So just put y is equal to 0 here. 0 is equal to 2 times 2 times x minus 4 square minus 32. So it will be 32 is equal to 2x minus 4 square. If you divide by 2, it will be 16. So if you take square root on both sides, so it will be 4 plus minus 4 is equal to x minus 4. So it means that there are two possibilities. One, x minus 4 is equal to 0. Sorry, x minus 4 is equal to positive 4. And the other one, x minus 4 is equal to negative 4. So positive 4 will give us 4 plus 4 means 8. Negative 4 means both can be cancelled out, so it will be 0. So these are the two possible solutions, 0 and 8. But it says, if you look at here, t is non-zero, right? So t will be 8 here. Okay, so our answer is 8. So this is our answer. Okay, let's solve this question using Desmos. Okay, let's start this question using Desmos. So y is equal to 2 x minus 4 square minus 32. So you can see the two possible solutions are, one is 0 0 and the other one is 8 0. So this 8 is our answer. So you can see here that using Desmos, you can find the answer in seconds, maybe 10-15 seconds. But if you solve algebraically by showing all your steps, then it will take time. Okay. Okay, let's do this question. It says that what is the minimum value of the given function? So whenever there is minimum or maximum value about a quadratic function, since quadratic is a parabola, so minimum value means it will be open upward and maximum value means it will open downward. So when the coefficient of x square is positive, if it's positive, then it will open upward. So here ax square plus bx plus c, which is the standard form of a quadratic equation. So when a is positive, it will look like this, and when a is negative, then it will open downward. So now to find the minimum value, we will have to write this into the vertex form, and vertex form is like this, y is equal to a x minus h square plus k, and so you'll have to use completing square here. So this would be f of x is equal to x square minus 48x plus 2308. So we'll have to complete the square, right? So we'll take the half of this one. So half of 48 is 24. So write 24 and take square. So 8 24 square, and to balance it, you'll have to subtract it as well. Okay, now this is a perfect square. So this would be x minus 24. And if you calculate this, negative 24 square, which is 576 plus 2304, so this will be 1728 if you calculate this. So the minimum value of the function is 1728. Now the vertex here is hk basically, right? So we can write hk, which is vertex. So h is 24 and k is 1728. So the minimum value of the function is 1728. Okay, now let's solve this question using Desmos. So I just have to type the function in Desmos, x squared minus 48x plus 2304. So f of x is equal to x squared minus 48x plus 2304, and you will see the minimum value. Yeah, this is the minimum value. It's too far, so you'll have to search it. You have to zoom out as much as you can till you see the graph. So you can see here that the lowest point means the y coordinate. So the y coordinate is 1728 and the corresponding x coordinate is 24. So that's how you can find the vertex of a quadratic equation using Desmos. So in Desmos, you just have to type it and you will have to search for the graph, and then you will have to see the lowest or the highest point. So lowest or highest point corresponds to the vertex of a quadratic equation. But in algebraic method, you will have to complete the square and you'll have to convert the standard form of a quadratic equation into its vertex form. Okay. Okay, so let's solve this question using algebraic method and then Desmos. Okay, so since the absolute values are same, so we can add them. So it will be 2 plus 3 5, 4 minus x. We can add them since inside the absolute the value is same, so we can add them. Now if you divide both sides by 5, it will be 4 minus x is equal to 5, and if you apply the absolute, it will be 4 minus x is equal to plus minus 5. Whenever you have, like example, when you have x absolute is equal to 5, so it means that x is equal to plus or minus 5. Absolute basically means, like, if you have a number line and this is 0, right? So x absolute means, x absolute basically shows you distance. So it shows you distance of x from 0. So when x absolute is 5, so it only measures distance, which is 5. It could be on either direction, -5 or +5. So it only makes sure the distance is 5. Doesn't matter if it's on the negative side or positive side. So that's why when we apply absolute, so we write plus or minus 5, because we don't know if it's on the negative side or positive side. Only the distance is 5. Okay, this distance is 5. Okay, now there are two possibilities: 4 minus x is equal to 5 and 4 minus x is equal to -5. So it will be negative x is equal to 5 minus 4 is 1, so x is equal to -1, and this would be negative x is equal to -5 and -4, so -9, so x is equal to 9. Now the positive solution is 9. Okay, since they are asking for positive solution, so this is our answer, 9. Okay, now let's solve the same question using Desmos. Okay, so what I will do, I will just type this equation uh, in Desmos to see what are the two possible solutions. So let's do it. So 2 4 minus x plus 3 4 minus x is 25. Now just type it here: 2 absolute 4 minus x plus 3 4 minus x is equal to 25. So you can see here, yeah, these are the two possible solutions here. uh, it's 9 basically. Okay, Okay, let me type again. So you can see here the same equation. If I type it, so this would be, yeah, this is 9 and this is -1, so it's either 9 or -1. Okay, so that's it. Okay, let's do one more question using both algebraic and Desmos, right? So this is a quadratic equation. This is a model of a quadratic equation, or in other words, this is application of a quadratic equation. So it says that a quadratic function models the height in feet of an object above the ground in terms of time in seconds. So time is in seconds. After the object is launched off an elevated surface, the model indicates that the object has an initial height of 10. So it started its journey, when its height was 10. Let's say it started its journey from, this height 10, okay? So the coordinate here would be when time was 0, the height was 10. And it reaches its maximum height. Maximum height, which is y coordinate, is 1034. After 8 seconds, it will be 1034. Based on this model, what is the height in feet after 10 seconds? We'll have to find height after 10 seconds. Okay, so for that we can use, since this is maximum, so whenever there is maximum or minimum, so it means this is the vertex, so we just have to write the vertex form of a quadratic equation, that is y or f of x is equal to a x minus h square plus k. So now the vertex is 1034. So it will be x minus 8 square plus 1034. And then if you substitute 0, 10, you will get the value of a. So f of x is 10 and a is, sorry, x is 0. So this would be, if you subtract 1034 from 10, it will be negative 1024. And this will be 64, right? So if you divide by 64, it will be, I have already applied the square, so 8 square is 64, right? So now divide both sides by 64, you will get negative 16. Okay, so the equation will become f of x is equal to negative 16 x minus 8 square plus 1034. And now we'll have to find the height after 10 seconds, so that would mean we'll have to find f of 10. So f of 10 would be negative 16, 10 minus 8 square plus 1034. And if you calculate this, it will be negative 16, and 10 minus 8 is 2, and 2 square is 4. So this will be negative 64 plus 1034, and it will be 970. Okay, so this is our answer. Now let's do this question using Desmos. Okay, so in Desmos, first we'll have to make a table. So if you just type table, or you can select also from the positive sign. So the coordinates here are 0, 10, 8, 1034. So 0, 10, 8, 1034. Okay, and now we will have to write the equation. We will make a model. So y1, and you'll have to use tilde. This sign is called tilde. It's just above the it's on the left side of keyboard in the second line. Okay, so tilde is equal to, we just have to write the vertex form, which is a x minus h, so it will be x1 minus, and the vertex is 8 square plus 1034. 34. Okay, so now we got a is negative 16, but in it is the same negative 16, the value of a, which we have found using few steps in algebraic method. Now I'll have to use this value of a in the equation, so that would be f of x. The vertex form, I just have to replace the value of a, which is negative 16, x minus 8 square plus 1034. And then since I have to find the value of the height after 10 seconds, so just have to type f of 10, that's it, and f of 10 is 970. So this is another way of doing it. So you can see here it took less time. So if students can learn this using Desmos and different techniques, like the way I just modeled the vertex form of a quadratic equation, here you can see that you'll have to use y1 and x1. That's important, otherwise the Desmos will not recognize the equation. So that's how we can do it. I hope students you understood this, and I will try to make another video as well. Thank you.